Hey everybody, this is Gail.
And I'm Gerard.
And this is Hearty Podcast, where we just, talk. Yeah.
Yeah. So we saw Eternals, and...
it's laughable.
It's mid. It is so mid. It was bad. It wasn't even good. It
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was not great. It was not top tier.
It was
just in the middle.
It had a lot of potential, and then it dropped off.
Yes.
It's kind of like when, you know what, I'm not gonna say that. Anyway,
oh my god.
You know, what did you... So the main character is supposed to be Cersei, right? Mm-hmm. But, I felt no connection to Cersei whatsoever. Not. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Because,
I felt
what
more...
is her purpose?
Yeah, I felt less connection to Cersei and Icarus, and more connection with, the side characters, like, the other Eternals.
Yeah.
It's like Gilgamesh, and,
the two I connected with...
Athena.
It's funny, because, the only ones I connected with are the ones that are, couples, like Makari and, Druig, and then Gilgamesh and Athena.
Yeah.
Because, they were the most interesting things, but, I think the biggest missed opportunity with that movie, along with a lot of other movies, we saw Captain Marvel a couple days ago, and we couldn't finish it.
No.
We were an hour in.
that beginning, that first act was just
First act was fucking
bad.
terrible.
It's just slow, and then once it actually gets going, it's really good, and I can literally not remember any of the first part, but remember all of the second half.
Which is weird, because I don't know why Marvel movies do that, but it got fixed with Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, most definitely, because Shang-Chi is very memorable.
It got fixed with Shang-Chi, but, Shang-Chi also fell victim to it, because it has the third act final battle with a fucking demon. The dragon was cool. Yeah. I was vibing with the dragon. It went
on a little too long, honestly.
It did.
It was cool, just effects-wise, but, and dragon-wise, because, I've always been such a fucking huge dragon fan, but, at the same time, it was just, it just went on just a little too long, so it became a little boring.
I would have liked if maybe they were, about to lose, and then the dragon shows up.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Helps them all.
Because that's kind of more in line with, lore.
Yeah.
Or not lore, but, mythology, because dragons don't come to your beck and call. They help whenever you actually need it. So, they had it fine up until a point.
I wish the dragons just fought, the little fucking, spirit catchers. the soul suckers.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck they were.
That was just funny.
I'm also disappointed by the suit design. His suit looks like ass.
That was just bad.
What was up with that? The original concept art had, a little, Bruce Lee-ish, martial arts style.
That would have been so much cooler, and it would have... vibed so much better.
Because, Marvel over-designs their shit.
Yeah.
So much. Have you seen... I'm trying to think of the most over-designed thing.
Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel's suit is just...
Over-designed.
It's... And, because, the worst thing you can do, right, is have the lines on the suit, and then have them, keep intersecting to be more lines and more lines.
Yeah, it's now it's too busy. Now it's too much.
I feel like
a simplistic design works a lot better with certain body types. However, if you want the seam lines to actually accentuate the different curves and the joints and things like that to kind of make it more just certain things accentuated, then yes, I understand that. But if you make it too many lines, then it's what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I feel like it gets really right in the Spider-Man movies, even though I have problems with Far From Home. I feel like the
You have
suits...
so many problems with Far From Home.
Yeah, I do.
You have so many problems with that movie.
I fucking hate that one, man. I think it's almost the worst Spider-Man movie. Almost. It's a close second. But let's get back to topic. The main thing is I think Far From Home has a really good suit, the black and red.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
It's quite fun.
I think they perfected it with the end of of No Way Home, because No Way Home has that blue suit and the red.
It's got the really nice classic.
So good.
Yeah, it's so.
I'm glad they didn't redesign Toby and Andrew's.
Yeah, they were just
costumes.
you know what? You just have the normal. You just have the normal
Toby's
costumes.
is so beautiful.
It really is.
It's so good. You can see the little fucking it's just the dreading all over it and everything.
Oh,
it's just it's so good. And then Andrew's is even good too. I love how Andrew's looks more.
It looks more homemade.
It looks and it looks more unique to me. I really love the back view of Andrew's suit. And I feel like Marvel just
Andrew or Toby?
Andrew's.
Okay.
Marvel over designs the fuck out of their suits to a point where it gets ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I just want to have a common suit.
Yeah, just, like, chill, like, yeah, just chill. Just hi, my mom made it. Like, what else do you want from me?
Yeah.
Or I made it myself with a shitty sewing machine that I found in a dumpster.
After my aunt died.
Yeah, that.
In a spoke apartment now, where the rent is due on the 1st. Spoilers for No Way Home. You know, if you haven't seen it anymore, if you haven't seen it yet, that's on you. That's like not seeing Infinity War when it came out. If you didn't see it, and you were expecting not to get spoiled...
Then
by this podcast,
that's kind of on you.
Well, we have news for you. You're gonna get spoiled all the time.
All the time.
The day
like
before
we're gonna
something
like
even comes out, we're
gonna no, we're gonna try really hard not to actually spoil anything, especially if it's relatively new.
Speak for yourself.
Shut up. However, some things might slip out. We might be like, hey, there are spoilers in this episode, and like this one, no, nothing recent has super come out. Has super come out? That's grammar.
Has recently come out.
Yeah, has recently come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely with what is it called? Far From Home?
Yeah. No. Wait.
No, the recent one. Or Eternals. What are you talking about?
We're talking about No Way Home.
No Way Home? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot what words are.
The one with Willem the friend, who then becomes Willem the foe.
I'm gonna let that slide. Anyways, I actually really, really like the way that film was written. Because there were consequences to your actions, there were high stakes, and we also got to see, Toby and Andrew again, which is just
I'll be real with you though, they had such a lame ass reveal.
They kind of did.
Like in retrospect, it's so lame.
It's very sad. It's because it's like I kind of expected them to be swinging in and kind of being like, hey, I just fought somebody who was like your villain. Who are you? Like. I kind of wanted a little bit more of, like, confusion.
I thought in the movie he was going to go after the villains, like, one by one, and then the third act would be all of them united. Yeah, so I thought throughout the movie he'd, like, run into them. Like,
yeah, because, like, obviously they
I'm glad they did Andrew first, because Andrew is the most, like... He's the most underrated one. He's the most underrated Spider-Man.
Yeah, he is.
Don't give him credit.
I'm gonna say this. Mm-hmm. Don't be mad at me. Andrew is not my favorite.
You bet. Okay, no.
Andrew's not my favorite, but neither is Toby. Like, my favorite actually is Tom.
Wow.
But, like, in that order of, like, all three of them, it would be Tom, Andrew, Toby. But I did watch the Toby Spider-Mans first. So it's kind of that weird thing, kind of like, I'm gonna get completely into a different universe, kind of like with Doctor Who. There's always, like, your first Doctor that you watch, but then there's always your favorite, and there's your least favorite, and everything like that. It's kind of like that, of just, Toby and Andrew are not my favorite. Tom's my favorite. However, Toby was the first Spider-Man that I got introduced to, and kind of fell in love with that universe. So, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
See, if you ask me, I think Andrew has so much more... I think I don't like Tom's because of how nerdy he is, and I noticed throughout all of Tom's movies, it ends with the theme being, oh, he's finally Spider-Man. But that's in every single one of Tom's movies. Yeah. Meanwhile, even the Andrew Garfield movies have a different theme. The first one is about, Peter becoming
Spider-Man, and then...
The second one's about him losing Gwen and, like, tragedy and all that.
That was wild.
No, like, the problem with that movie is just, it tries to do too many things and set up too many things.
Yeah.
And it's really an easy fix. Cut out the Goblin. Cut out Goblin. He cut him out.
In what?
In the movie. Just cut him out. Like in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I thought you were talking about No Way Home. I was like, what?
No.
I was gonna be really sad. I was like, what? I loved him. What?
In Amazing Spider-Man 2, just cut Goblin. He just doesn't work. Like he doesn't fit in there.
Yeah, that's fair.
He doesn't fit in there at all. And like it's either him or Electro. I think having two villains is good, but the main problem is they try to do too much stuff. And there's a really good movie in there. Like, I can't lie. It's a really heartfelt movie about Peter having to understand stuff. But then you have shit like the subway tokens he finds in a fucking calculator that rises a subway. And the fact that the spider that bit him was genetically coded to him because it had his father's blood. And it just ruins everything. It's like, cut all that shit out, man.
I just realized I never actually saw it.
You haven't saw it? It's really bad.
But yeah, no. I just realized I did not actually see Andrew's second Spider-Man movie. I just realized this. I just know the ending of Gwen Stacy dying.
Oh.
That's all I know. I didn't.
Yeah, and I that movie is so weird because like it had such a sad ending.
Yeah.
And I watched it because I remember it came out like what 2012. Yeah, 2012. 2012 or 2014. One of the two.
It came out a long ass time ago. That's all I remember.
Yeah, and like that movie just the sad ending got me, but I also didn't know how to feel bad because there's a lot of things I didn't like. And I looked at my dad and I was like, "Well, that was a movie," and he was like. Yeah, it was something. We didn't really know how to feel about it.
It's a thing.
I was like, because like I heard it was bad before it came out. People saying it sucked, and I was like, all right, well, let's rent it, Dad. We rented it, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, what happened there? Like, it's such a weird thing they did.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, back to the Eternal stock.
Spirals.
It makes me wonder how they're gonna handle the X-Men in the MCU. How do you think they're going to handle... How do you think they should handle that?
Not. They should not.
Well, it's already in the MCU.
I know, I just...
We're already going to get a film.
I don't like...
They already looked for a director.
I don't like current MCU... Wait, hold on. So, Marvel, whenever the first X-Men movies came out, Marvel did technically do those, correct? Like, they didn't have Sony... directed. They had Fox.
Yeah, Fox was in control of the X-Men movies from before. That includes like all of them, like Logan and all that.
Oh,
shit.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, they were all Fox.
For me, current MCU, like company wise, I don't feel like they should be doing X-Men just because I know they're gonna fuck with it. And it's gonna be sad because I love the X-Men. I've always loved the X-Men. But I just feel like they're gonna fuck it up.
I feel like if you hire the right directors, you can just sing it.
But even then, even if they get the right directors, the MCU's like Marvel themselves are still gonna put their little fucking fingers in the pie and be like, "Hey, you can't do that." And it's like, no.
It's
like just let the director be a director.
I'll say this. I really hope this is what they do. Maybe don't show for one. Do not have Wolverine as a main character in the
please. As much as I love Wolverine, no.
His story is done. Like, I don't want to see like as much. You can show Wolverine, but do not do it in the first movie. Instead, focus on the characters that like the least amount of screen time, and focus on them young. Focus on a young Cyclops, a young Nightcrawler, and a young Jean
that'd be
Grey.
So much fun.
And don't do it. And please, for the love of God. Don't do a save the world story.
No.
I think a good thing to do is them fighting the Brotherhood or them fighting humans with the Sentinels. Ooh. Either one would be fine, but don't do an end of the world story.
Yeah.
Maybe do one where they're fighting the Brotherhood and then the final battle will be like against the Sentinels or someone big. But do that, and I don't think, at least right now, they should cast Professor X and Magneto. Not in the first movie. I want them to lead up to it.
I mean, they technically already have, and I mean, they did exist. My personal thing is just... I kind of, in a sense, want, like, a slice of life type thing of, like, them coming into their powers. Them actually, like, figuring out how to use them personally. Because that was something that I was always, like, confused about. Was just, first of all, how the fuck did you find all of these mutant children? That's what I'm confused about. Like, you have a school for mutant children. How did you find them? Like, I understand that's, like, a whole thing that is explained with Professor X and stuff like that, but it's just, like, how is that a selling point? Hi, I found you with my brain powers. How is that a selling point?
Here's my other question. How are they going to handle... I mean, it's kind of weird in the comics, too. How are they going to handle, like, the mutants being freaks? Because, you know, like, a big part of X-Men is that...
It's a whole...
Like, people hate them and, like, you know, racism allegory and all that.
Yeah.
But how you can do that in a world where, like, you have the Hulk, you have, like, a bunch of other...
Yeah, because, like, technically, in that sense... they're no longer going to be... Well, no, because, like, people still considered the Hulk a freak. Even after the Avengers, even after Infinity War, like, everybody was like, oh, he's still a freak because he's this big green guy. And they would identify with the heroes that were more human-looking. So it's kind of... maybe they could still play into it. Maybe they might actually not tone it down in a sense, but they might, like, lower it just a little bit, like, into microaggressions. Because that's a huge thing, especially with a racist allegory, is just, there are such thing as microaggressions of, like, oh, I still accept you for who you are, but here are these little jabs of, like, oh, you're this, you're that, but, like, it's just these little itty-bitty jabs that no one really picks up on, but it weighs on you. So it's that kind of thing of, like, maybe they'll start feeding into that a little bit of just, yes, it's in a world where you're not really going to be seen as a freak. However, you are still different, so you're still going to run into people who will do either racist comments or just microaggressions towards you.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I mean, sometimes I feel like if you do the right mutants, like, I really want another shot at Nightcrawler. Like, X-Men Apocalypse is terrible. It is a terrible fucking movie.
Why?
Because
just out of curiosity, why?
Because it's another end of the world story, but it came out after Days of Futures Past. And Days of Futures Past is so good, but you can't follow it up by another end of the world.
Oh, okay, no,
okay.
I'm stupid. I remember watching Days of Future Past because, like, that looks so cool to me, and then I didn't watch Apocalypse. I did not watch Apocalypse. I just realized this.
You can't do them, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna do the first movie, right, and they are, you know, the MCU's already confirmed they're already just casting for, like, MCU X-Men. Do the young X-Men, put them in the yellow jumpsuits.
Yes.
And if you're gonna hire,
I love those iconic suits.
Have you ever watched First Class?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. That's the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean by it. Like, I love those iconic suits.
Put those really in cool. There. Make them more cartoony too. Yes. Make them like look like they just put that shit together.
Like 5 minutes ago, someone sewed this shit together with super speed. They're like, you know what? This is what I got in a 5-minute notice.
I don't want the Professor X and Magneto to be James McAvoy or Michael Fassbender, because, like, I feel like,
really,
yeah, I feel like we've seen so much of them at this point that you can't really do much more with their characters. So I feel like you should cast a new Professor X. So
you're thinking more of, like, total reboot.
I want it to be a total reboot.
Oh, okay.
Like totally rebooted. Because of the fact of how they handled Homecoming when Spider-Man was introduced into the MCU.
Okay.
Homecoming and Civil War, he still had a little bit of what we knew, but we knew it was a completely different character in a new setting, but it fit in the MCU because this movie was this whole new reboot that was in the MCU. And the great thing about Homecoming is the only part of it that was really MCU is the fact that it was in high school.
Okay.
I feel like if you put because, like, MCU, you can show that and still tell a good singular story. Like, you can do that. I mean, fucking Shang-Chi did it pretty good. Like, they barely touched on the MCU except for, you know, the guy that shows up.
Yeah, there was such a small comment of,
and then you see Wong and Abomination fighting. That works.
Yeah, because it's literally just one little touch of, like, hey, Doctor Strange, but then they just leave it alone because it's an entirely separate storyline.
And, like, it's a one little scene where it's like a cool little, like, I was like, oh, it's cool to see them again, yay, and, you know, that's how it works. But, like, other than that, it just that's kind of the mix.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to see any of the people we saw do Professor X and Magneto, and I don't want them to be super young, but I also don't want them to be super old.
Yeah, you know,
I want to see some things of that.
You want, like, a 20, 30-year-old version of them? Yeah,
20, 30, yeah. And,
like, that's young enough, but that's old enough.
At the time, I can't really think of an actor. I know there's been a lot of talk about Taron Egerton playing Wolverine, and I don't really think he would fit the role, honestly.
What has he played?
He's Eggsy in Kingdom.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he would fit. But honestly, no. But honestly, I'll be real with you, he might fit a Professor X.
I could see that.
I think I could see that, but
him as Wolverine, that'd be
that's what people were casting, and I was like, it doesn't work. And, like, I do agree with the sentiment, like, just because Hugh Jackman did such a good job as Wolverine doesn't mean other actors shouldn't take the role, and I agree with that. But I don't want him to be a main character. The like, arguably the weakest link of those X-Men movies, like, of the early ones, is that Wolverine is too focused on, because it makes everybody else just seem weak. Like, I want you to focus on Cyclops, Storm, all of them, and like you can make them adults, and I'm okay with that. But I feel like you have a lot more chance to...
You have a lot more wiggle room if you put them a little bit younger.
Because here's the thing. They were kind of his first mutants.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like if you introduce them in, then you can have a Charles Xavier that isn't crazy fucking old.
Yeah.
And you can have these teenage kids learning how to deal with being a mutant. I just don't know exactly how they're going to handle mutant in the world as such as the MCU. Because it's so commonplace. And so I think they're going to have some mutants, like... I think maybe have them uncontrolled their powers, kind of like the comics.
Yeah.
Have them control, and then show Nightcrawler. I feel like Nightcrawler would be a great point in showing why mutants aren't liked. I wonder how they're going to handle mutants in the MCU, because they haven't been, like, really referenced or anything, and then metahumans are a thing.
Yeah, and they have to kind of be a little bit careful, especially with the allegory of racism. Like, they do actually have to be kind of careful with that. Because there is a way to do it that is correct. That is not
it's funny.
Stupid.
Because you want to hear something funny?
But like...
Kevin Feige was like, with the old X-Men movies. Like, Kevin Feige was already...
Really?
That's where he got his start in the X-Men movie. Like, in the first X-Men movies, where he got the start from Marvel, and like where he started building it up, which eventually became the MCU. So that's I feel like he really needs to get hands-on with that, because I feel like he perfectly understands what exactly
most definitely
they need with mutants, and I hope they handle it good, and I'm hoping so much that it's not an end of the world story. I swear, if I hear anything, we need to save the world, I'm gonna lose it, because I just want a cute story about the X-Men kids learning how to use their powers, and if you need a villain, have the Brotherhood in there, have the Brotherhood plotting a scheme, and the X-Men have to stop them while also learning how to get along with each other and their powers.
Yeah, or you can do a man versus society type thing of like, because there's the whole might be thinking of an entirely different series, but isn't there like a whole task force?
Yeah, there's a task force like
there's a whole U.S. government task force built to capture and contain metahumans.
Yeah. So
like you could do a man versus society type thing, or like the mutants versus the task force that I've completely forgotten the name to. I think it's literally just mutant task force, but like you could just very easily do something like that as well.
Do you think the Doctor Strange movie will play into introducing them a little bit? Because it's been rumored that we're gonna have a lot of weird cameos. Like, I don't know if you knew, but Tom Cruise was originally supposed to be Iron Man, so it's rumored we'll get a Tom Cruise cameo as Iron Man. Because it's like a different multiverse.
That'd be kind of funny. That would be funny as hell. Alright.
I wonder the repercussions of that movie, because it's obviously going to be a big movie, because it's literally dealing with the multiverse. And so I feel like if it's dealing with the multiverse, you have a perfect opportunity there to introduce the mutants. Like, have something where they get teleported in.
Or even if it's just introducing them at like the end of the film.
Yeah.
That would be interesting too, because that would be an okay lead up to, hey, here's a new film that's coming out. Not having them introduced in the middle of the film and then kind of forgotten by the end. Like, if it's in the end of the film or in a post-credit scene, like, it's still a nice little lead up because it gets it in there, but it's not a central force behind the storyline.
Yeah. That's pretty good. And, like, I feel like the MCU is doing pretty good so far. Like, I feel like this new phase, like, this year, we're going to get some really cool movies. We're getting Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
We're getting Multiverse of Madness. I'm pretty sure we're getting some other shit this year from MCU. I can't remember what. Do
you think Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness, do you think he's going to have to deal with Kang?
Kang? No, because Kang's being set up for Quantumania. But I think if we saw a little bit of Kang, that'd be awesome. But sadly, they're saving Kang for the Ant-Man movie, which doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Why him in the Ant-Man movie?
Ant-Man?
Yeah.
I heard anime, so I was like, what? They're doing an anime movie? No, Ant-Man? The
movie.
Fuck?
Yeah, they're putting him in the Ant-Man movie. He's the main villain of the Ant-Man, like, Quantumania. Like that Ant-Man film.
I'm dandy without that. I feel like Kang would be Kang, yeah. Would be so much better put in to a Doctor Strange film, because he actually deals with the multiverse fucking constantly. So it would make more sense if, Kang, the, conqueror of the multiverse, was introduced in a Doctor Strange film in either the end or post-credit scene.
I do wonder how they're gonna, because Sam Raimi is directing Doctor Strange too.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope Marvel doesn't fuck with him too much. But
I would just bank on that they will, and then hope for the best.
So far, though, from the shots we've seen, it looks like Sam Raimi compare it to the first Doctor Strange. It has way more color, it has way more pop. Look at his suit. His suit is way more,
I don't look at
detailed. You know what I find interesting, too, that No Way Home kind of touched on? Him and Wong aren't friends anymore. I wonder how that's going to be. He's not this...
Oh, yeah.
And also the fact that he's not the Sorcerer Supreme anymore.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's going to be crazy to me. What is that going to... How is he going to deal with the fact that he's no longer the chosen one, essentially?
Yeah, because it's a weird fall from grace from a chosen one's perspective, because I actually... Genuinely, I forgot that he went poof for 5 years.
Yeah.
I genuinely forgot that he went out during the blip, and Wong didn't. I didn't know that until
Yeah, I didn't know
No Way
I thought
Home.
Wong went with him, and then Wong just showed up. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, all right, but
it's still crazy to me that Wong, and you can see too, they're not friends anymore, and that's crazy to me because the last time we see them, they've been so close.
Yeah.
In Infinity War, they're literally talking about hey, you want to go somewhere to eat? And now you saw that scene in Far From Home. They're separated.
I'm wondering if it's because Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme. I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why.
I'm wondering if it's because Strange came back and was like, "Oh my God, you're still alive! It's so good to see you."
I just hope they touch on that because I feel like Sam Raimi is great at doing best friends turn to enemies. You have Spider-Man 2 in the original Spider-Man movies where he wrote Harry and Peter's relationship great in that one because to Harry, Spider-Man killed his dad, so he doesn't
but to Peter, he was like, "You're my best friend. Obviously I didn't do that, but you don't know and I can't tell you."
And here's another segue into something else. How do you think they're gonna handle the freaking Fantastic Four?
Nope. I'm a little weird about the Fantastic Four. I love the Fantastic Four. None of the movies are good. None of the movies are good. Especially, well, no, some of the originals are okay.
I know, they're not.
They're not. I said okay. I didn't say good.
Yeah.
I said okay.
The second one's the second one has the second one feels more comic booky, but it's still not good. It's crazy to me. But I feel like the Fantastic Four would look really good in the MCU. But what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Because here's the thing, right?
Because at this point, sorry,
keep going.
But at this point, metahumans and superheroes, there's too many. So a lot of them are starting to become obsolete. Oh my God, I get hiccups. They're starting to become obsolete. So there's a lot more there's a lot more superheroes that actually patrol the world. Shit. Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel are the two that I can think of off the top of my head. They literally basically patrol most if not all of planet Earth. Which I understand that they can't get their fingers in the pie all the fucking time, but there are so many superheroes everywhere, especially in major cities, that it's just kind of they're the ones that are smaller, like the Fantastic Four, yes, they're a major group, but there's only 4 of them, 5 of them, and they've got these good but not flashy superpowers, except for Flamo and Rocco. I can't remember their fucking names.
It's Johnny Storm and the Thing.
Johnny Storm and the Thing.
Flamo and Rocco? What the hell is wrong? You know what?
You got my point.
I'm
Shut
taking
up.
over this. I'm taking over.
But like I said, those are the only two those are the only two that actually have any flashy sort of superpower that you can take pictures of. Invisible Girl turns invisible. I understand that she can do force fields and different shit like that, but she turns invisible. You can't really take a picture of an invisible person, and it's not flashy. And I understand that they patrol their own little area, but It's just some of them are becoming obsolete, so is there really a point to bring them in?
Here's I'll put my...
Yes, counterpoint. Give me a counterpoint,
okay,
please.
so here's the thing, right?
Yes.
If you think of... In the world right now, in the current MCU,
yeah,
the Avengers are not a thing.
Yeah, that is true.
And we just had the Thanos thing.
Yeah.
And it's been theorized that, like, the person who bought Avengers Towers was the Fantastic Four.
Okay, I remember you saying that. That would actually be super interesting, because I'm wondering if they'll deal with, like, the backlash from the city of, like, you bought Stark Tower!
So here's what I'm thinking. You can go two directions, right? You can go two directions.
Mm-hmm.
You can either go during the blip, during the blip when everybody's, like, fucking gone. Do a Fantastic Four movie. Because here's the thing about Fantastic Four. Incredibles is the perfect Fantastic Four movie. Think about it. Incredibles is the perfect way how you do Fantastic Four.
Oh. I was trying so hard to remember what you were talking about, and I'm just an idiot. It's fine. I genuinely forgot. So, quick thing. I have a terrible memory. Like, I have a very awful memory for some fucking reason. But I can remember these really weird, obscure facts that no one should know except me. So, that's why I'll say what a lot. But yeah, no, Incredibles. Yeah, no, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, and I feel like if you do, like, again, don't do End of the World. Do not do End of the World.
Please don't.
The only movie I want to see End of the World shit from is probably Multiverse of Madness, because that is End of the World shit.
Yeah, that's what. that's end of multiverse. Like, fuck.
But don't do End of the World. Do a little, like, do a story about, because I feel like the best thing you could do is focus on the family. Like, I don't want to see the origin again. I don't want to see the origin again. I've seen it 2 fucking times. I'm done. I want them to kind of handle it like how they handled Homecoming, but not,
I'm just kind of like, hi, hello, here's just a real quick recap, and now we're into the thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, it's mostly the fact that I just want them to be, like, normal people that have the powers, and then they have to, like, you know, it's, I mean, some of the best Fantastic Four stories, the main thing about Fantastic Four that you have to get right is just the family aspect of it.
Yeah.
I feel like, but don't do the kids yet. I feel like Fantastic Four, they
have kids?
Yeah, they have, like, 2 kids, and, you know, you have all that story. Oh, don't do them yet. Cool. I feel like Fantastic 2, as terrible as it is, Rise of the Silver Surfer, it does kind of lead into what you can do with them at their full potential. If you get into, like, the goofy comic book side,
Silver Surfer was just,
you can have fun.
Wild.
You can have fun with it. I like for instance, like Mr. Fantastic. Apparently, rumors have had it that John Krasinski has been confirmed as him. Jim from The Office.
Oh, cool.
And I can actually see. Actually, no.
No,
I can see
no,
that.
no. Yeah, no. I can. Yeah, no. That works.
I feel like
that works pretty well for.
I feel like do that, and maybe not do Doctor Doom yet.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Save him up for, like.
It'd be cool, but, like, no.
No.
Not for a first film.
Set him up, but yeah, like you. Like, there's other Fantastic Four villains you can do.
I love Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
He's so dumb.
There's other Fantastic Four villains you can do, like as much as it's gonna sound so weird. Maybe do the weird mole guy in the MCU. Like there's a mole villain.
Oh yeah, the mole villain.
And I know people are gonna be like, "The fuck are you talking about?" But like, think about how they did Falcon. I mean, not Falcon. What the fuck am I talking?
I don't know.
Vulture in Homecoming.
Oh yeah.
Because he's such a small villain, but it's the way you write them.
It was a good introduction because, like, obviously Peter Parker's not going to be dealing with, like, the big bad villain. He's going to be dealing with something smaller because, like, that's just what you're introduced to.
And here's the thing: you can maybe do Doctor Doom, but if you do Doctor Doom, you cannot kill him. And the worst thing about Doctor Doom is I don't know who the fuck will play Doctor Doom now because the perfect person for Doctor Doom has already been in an MCU movie.
Really?
So fucked. Do you remember the villain in Doctor Strange?
Which yes. Yes.
That guy.
Oh, he would have been great as a Doctor Doom.
He would have been perfect. He was literally what I was thinking when they
that would have been great.
But he's already been in an MCU movie, so he's fucked.
What is Hellboy? Out of curiosity.
Huh?
The guy who plays Hellboy. Like, would that would he be okay?
Ron Perlman? I'll be real with you now.
No.
Ron Perlman is too correct. You need someone that, like...
Yeah, he is super charismatic.
The thing about the person that played Doctor... Like, yeah.
Dr. Doom's very... Like,
exactly.
he's
That's
very
That's why
monotone.
Mads Mikkelsen would be so good, because, he's in Hannibal, and he's so threatening in Hannibal.
He is, God.
And I'm trying to think of an actor that could play Doctor Doom, but I can't think of anything.
We have to do research.
Like, I really like... I feel like you need a certain take on it. Have you ever watched this 2015 one that came out?
Of what? Of
Fantastic Four.
Was that whenever they were like teenagers?
No.
No, then I don't have any memory.
There was an end when they were teenagers.
I swear to God, they made...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, I remember there was a shitty one made with teenagers, and that's all I remember.
That one, that concept art of that one is fucking amazing. The original story, it was gonna be a horror tale.
I never watched it.
It was gonna be a horror tale of Fantastic Four. So, like, originally they were gonna get to that planet, and they were gonna see Galactus.
Oh my God.
And then they're all gonna try to run back to the pods, and then get horrific accidents, like Johnny would catch on fire, Sue would be able to not see her hands, and then Reed would be stretching so much out of everyone, and it would look horrific, and then Ben would get hit by a bunch of fucking rocks, which was scraping up his body and all that. And then when they came back, they would have been like the Fantastic Four.
Oh
and then
God.
Doctor Doom would have been...
That sounds horrible.
Doctor Doom would have been Silver Surfer as a herald of Galactus. And that would have been cool. That would have been cool.
It would have been, yeah. That
sounds way better.
Wild.
Like, take a horror spin on it, and I feel like...
the MCU is never going to touch on, like, horror level.
Well,
it'd be so cool if they did.
Apparently, Multiverse of Madness can have some scary parts, is what they say. Originally, it was going to be a horror movie. It was originally going to be a horror movie.
They always say that. They always say, oh, it was originally going to be a horror movie, but now we just reduced it down to scary parts. No, give me a fucking R-rated horror film. Damn it.
I feel like...
I never thought I would say that. You could have told me if you told me I would actually kind of semi-like horror, like maybe about 3 years ago, I would have been like, no, there's no fucking way. And now I'm sitting here going, give me an R-rated horror film, damn it!
I feel like, I personally feel like with the Fantastic Four, already have them established, already have them be characters, and maybe make them go in the story. I feel like you could... Here's the thing. This is the only exception I would allow. Do Galactus. But do a Herald of Galactus. Ooh. Build up to Galactus. So have some strange things going on in, like, the Baxter building, and it turns out, like, Silver Surfer's there, and he'll be the main villain until he's, like, maybe either redeemed or they have to fight him. And then maybe bring in Doctor Doom. Like, you can bring in Doctor Doom. It really depends how you do it. Because you can do Doctor Doom as long as they don't kill him.
Yeah.
That's my only worry, because MCU loves to kill these characters.
Yeah, I really don't know why. They have so many good villains. Like, I am prone to liking a villain.
Like, I'm so mad about them killing Mandarin. I was like, man.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, I'm not necessarily mad about that, but I'm mad about other villains that they've killed, because it's just like that. Like, they're actually kind of important, and they're well written sometimes. Like, they're better written than the heroes sometimes, and it's fucking horrible. And I hate it because I shouldn't like a villain, but like, but it, I don't know. I feel curiosity. What if they just got like, because how tall is Doctor Doom? Doctor Doom's like over 6 foot, right?
Yeah, he's a tall boy.
He's a tall bitch. What? How would you feel if they just got this like 6 foot tall, bulky ass extra, dressed him up like Doctor Doom, but had somebody do a voiceover?
Yeah, that'd be fun. I just, I feel like if you can't find anyone to play Doctor Doom, right?
Yeah.
And you,
I feel like that would definitely be a last resort. But maybe
you do like a little storyline, like maybe with Mole Man, like fuck him.
Yeah.
Maybe do Mole Man. He's trying to like.
We need a funny one. We need a funny one.
Yeah, maybe do Mole Man, and like if you can balance out the comedy well, while also touching on the family aspect, because like as much as I like, Fantastic Four is mostly comedy. Like even in the comics, it's
mostly just like.
And so that's the
slice
one
of
movie
life?
I feel like, and that's the great story about it. Like it's just slice of life, and I feel like
I'm realizing the more that we're talking about this is that's actually something that I've been craving to see. It's just a slice of life. Like I just want to see
Because, like, you know...
superheroes trying to be normal.
Yeah,
like, I just want to see this for once in my life.
Like, I feel like the Spider-Man PS4 is a really good thing, because they have slice-of-life things while also having an action story. Like, you know, the first thing we see from Peter is him brushing his teeth, trying on clothes, and then grabbing toast on his way out to go swing.
Like a normal
and I feel like mix some of that with the action storyline, because obviously no one's just gonna watch a movie about
absolutely
just slice things. So like maybe do that.
We're weird and we would do that.
Yeah,
we would absolutely just sit there and be like, nice, they're eating toast. But normal people
people like that. And I feel like maybe do the story where Mole Man is kind of infected or something. Like explain his origin of him being like kind of crazy, and then have the Fantastic Four go in there, and then maybe tease Doctor Doom at the very end. You know, maybe have him established already, or do a really cool twist where put a new spin on him. Like maybe he's Reed's assistant or Reed's super close friend, and something happens between them, and then it's Doctor Doom. Like kind of how they did the MJ twist in Homecoming. Like, we didn't know it was MJ till the very end when she's like, my friends call me MJ.
Yeah.
So maybe do that, where, like, he has a really close friend, and then he says the name.
Would that... okay, here's where me being dumb comes in and not actually have ever read the comics because I was a sheltered little shit. What is Doctor Doom's, like, origin? Like, what is his backstory? Because would that make any sense?
He's really cool, because, like, Doctor Doom originally is, like, he's a dictator. He owns a whole country.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I'm like, wait, why would you go that route?
Take a twist on it.
Of just like, I was Doctor Doom the whole time.
No, like, but like maybe that, but also maybe have him
maybe not
estranged from his family.
Ooh.
Like he owns the kingdom, yes, but he's estranged from them because he doesn't want to be like
he's like cast out or
have something
shit.
happen maybe in the first or second movie where he gets an accident happen that maybe it's Reed's fault or the family's fault.
That would be
so
that
it
would
results
be
in him hating them and then going into becoming straight up
a dictator.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Like he straight up becomes that.
Love that.
That would be really cool
because
you can lead it up, and then it fixing what I like about Doctor Doom is Doctor Doom. The reason he is such a threat is not because of his powers at all.
Yeah, no.
Like it's because he's so smart.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that I always found really cool about Doctor Doom was just he's a very fucking smart man, and it's scary.
Like there was a Secret Wars comic that came out in 2015. And the main villain of that is Doctor Doom. Ooh. And it's crazy, too, because, like, in basically in that world, the multiverses are colliding.
Yeah,
and the world's gonna end.
Yeah.
And so Doctor Doom saw what was happening, and he took the best scenario of it. He figured out something where he could rule. So he legit rules in this planet, and it's an awesome comic because he's the main villain, but he worked so well because he made himself the most powerful. So you have him, like, Thanos shows up and he fucking crushes Thanos' spine and rips it out of him, and he just has like
Mortal
Thanos'
Kombat
spine.
Shit.
And it's really cool because I'm like, oh my god, like this is what I love about Doctor Doom. He's so smart, and that's what makes him such a threat. Because he can because he doesn't have that many powers. Like he has like levitation and like.
I thought that was like. Shows how much I know. I genuinely thought the levitation thing was because he was so fucking intelligent that he built something to attach to his arm to mimic levitation. Like, I thought that's what he did.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not really that in-depth on his powers.
Yeah, that's fair.
But also, sometimes in the comics, he will just make shit.
Yeah, that's why I always thought most of his, like, quote-unquote powers was just scientific experiments that he, like mechanically built a way to levitate someone.
You have the Doom bots, you have all that, and I feel like you should the main character of Fantastic Four the movie should be Reed Richard. We need a clear understanding on who Reed Richard is.
Yeah.
So we can build upon the relationship between him and Doom. For instance, if you have Doom already established, right?
Then you would need to.
And you already have a history between them. Yeah. Then you can kind of lead up to that, or you can do what I just said, which is
just have that whole
have them be close, and then something happens where they're no longer friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like don't do the origin. I feel like Marvel's not going to do it because of how they handled Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not.
They're starting to get away from.
They're not, and that's the best thing about Homecoming. You don't ever get like a scene where he gets bit, which is I'm really glad about. Even the Uncle Ben not dying, I'm really glad about because we've already seen it. So what's the point? You know, that's just stuff you're gonna have to be like, just don't have them already have their powers. Have them already be established.
Yeah, because we already know pretty much the.
Maybe have them keep it hidden because they don't want to maybe they don't want to get swept up in the superhero stuff. Maybe they just want to be scientists, and then they realize they have to.
Yeah. Sorry. There's also the whole thing though of like if they do a reboot of Fantastic Four, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you're doing a reboot, it's been long enough. It's been long enough, and the 2015 one, I didn't even see. It looked fucking terrible. So I'm not sure. Awful. I'm not sure many parents actually took their kids because it looked fucking terrible. But if you're doing a reboot of something and it's been long enough, I do feel like you need to show a little bit of the origin just to introduce that new audience, just to hook those kids that are starting to get into the MCU and they're like, oh, this is really, really cool. Oh, what's this? Fantastic Four. How'd they do that? Because, like, a lot of us don't even read comics anymore, unfortunately.
That's true.
And it's really sucky, but there are some of us who are, like, in our early 20s, and we know a lot about the comics, and we know a lot about the lore and everything like that, but kids younger than us won't.
Yeah. And they already changed the Miss Marvel thing about her stretching to fit with, Fantastic Four. They already changed that, so I feel like...
Really?
The coolest thing about Reed Richards, he has so many weird things he can do with that. Like, he can change his face.
Oh, I know!
And that's
it's wild!
That's, like, the coolest thing, too. There's so many missed potential you have from their powers. Mm-hmm. Like, Invisible Woman's, like, she can, like... I'm pretty sure in the comics she can, like, shoot fucking, like, beams and shit. Like, there's so many cool things.
Yeah, I think it's something along the lines of, like, she figures out how to use her invisibility to refract light. So that way she can actually, like, use light and use it as a weapon, which is really fascinating.
Because the one thing they actually did get, like, really right in those two Fantastic Four movies is Johnny and Ben, the Thing.
Yeah.
They get their characters perfectly.
Yeah.
Ben never wanted to become a giant rock man. He never wanted to become that.
And he's mildly depressed about it, which we give him so much credit for.
Yeah, because that would
suck.
And then Johnny is a hot-headed, ego-driven asshole.
And occasionally he catches on fire without meaning to, and it's...
I feel like that's really good.
Yeah.
They did their characters really good. The worst part about those, like, worst characters in those originals is literally Reed and Sue.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
I hate that her name's Sue.
You have a chance with those two characters, with their romance.
Yeah.
You have a chance to make them likable.
Yeah.
You have a chance to have, like, I feel like
you also have a chance to actually build it up, because I don't know why, but, like, in the originals, I never felt like their relationship was built up.
Oh, you think they should, like, maybe be friends?
Yes, because, like, don't they originally start as, like, literally science partners? Like, they start out in a science group.
Yeah, it's just the fact that most iterations of them have them together.
I'm not saying like they can't be together. I'm just saying actually lead up to it, because I was never invested in their relationship with the original films, because they never built up to it. They were just like, oh no, this life thing happened. I'm gonna kiss you now. Because she's like, a classic Mary Sue in those films, and it sucks. And I never liked it. I was never invested in their relationship, ever. But I was invested in Ben, because they built up Ben.
He's really good. And
they built up his depression, they built up his anger, they built up the fact that he couldn't see his kid. Nothing in that movie made me attached except the way that they handled the Thing. Because of the emotional aspect.
And, like, his costume doesn't even look that bad. Like,
no, it doesn't.
It looks, honestly, quite accurate.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like...
It looks like a pain in the ass.
Don't over-design... you want to hear something funny about that?
Oh, no.
The actual actor was a big fan of the comics, so he asked for a 60-pound suit.
Oh,
and you see, like, and then I'm sure he regretted that when he put it on.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, God, why'd I say this? But,
I love the fact that he was a fan of the comics, though. Like, that's something that I really like to hear, is that this big fan of the comics, who actually is a very good actor, comes in and he's playing a role that he really wants to play, which means that he's going to be so much more invested in it.
Yeah.
And I really love that. But, God, a 60-pound suit? Fuck that.
Now, question. What actors do you think they should get to portray this?
You forget, sir, that I have no fucking clue on actors' names.
Yeah, that's right, you don't.
I can list a character, maybe, but, like, other than that, I have not a fucking clue.
Okay, well, if you know, like, a character you played, then just say, guy that played this character.
Okay,
But who do you think they should go to pick as... let's start with Ben.
Ben.
Who do you think you should pick as Ben? Because I'm okay with making a black actor Ben.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'd be so chill with that.
They're gonna get mad about that.
Like, the man literally turns into rock. I don't think it matters at that point.
Like
it does, but it doesn't.
I remember people got mad, like, Johnny Storm was black in the 2015 one, and I like that. Like, I liked having Michael B. Jordan as Johnny.
Yeah.
Because he did a good job.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited, because if John Krasinski is Reed, that's perfect, because John Krasinski is a really good actor.
He also fits in the looks as well.
Do you think his real-life wife should be it, though? It should be Sue?
I have no idea what she looks like, so I could not tell you.
Have you ever seen Mary Poppins Returns? Yes, her. Yeah,
that's his what? Damn. Okay. Not me. Not me being a little gay for Mary Poppins. Okay, no. Actually, that would not be terrible.
Yeah.
And I feel like the build up with the relationship as well would not be as forced, because like it's not forced, but I do feel like the chemistry between them would be so much better because they're literally already married. Yeah. So it's like, why not play, people cool. who are like currently friends and kind of have feelings. As much as it's been for like the past couple
years, people have already like fan casted them.
Oh,
I think
really?
they really work. I think they really work. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, they would be great.
I think they would really work. But the problem becomes who would play Johnny, because you can't do Michael B. Jordan because he's Richard Killmonger.
Yep. Who's phenomenal.
Who would?
I don't know.
I have
no idea.
That's the thing.
Because I can't think of anyone.
I can't think of anyone that would be like
that charismatic.
Yeah.
Because like he's not. I
call him charismatic. In the original, right?
What?
You know who plays like John?
Isn't it Chris Evans?
Yeah, it's Chris Evans.
Yeah, it's Chris Evans. It's a really tiny Chris Evans. Like, Jesus Christ, that man was tiny.
I can't think of anyone that could properly. Because like you need to pick someone young. You need to pick someone like youngish, because
he's a hot-blooded like young guy who's into fast cars and hot women. Like, that's literally the persona that they have given him.
Some young actors that would like do a good job as him. I can't think of anyone, but I like maybe. Yeah, I don't know. For Ben, I was thinking like you need kind of like a big guy with like a big heart, and maybe I think maybe go with like the same thing they had in the original version of how Ben looked, like with the rocks all over his face. Go with that. Don't go with the weird look in the 2015 one. Even though
was that just heavily CGI'd?
Yeah, it's literally like just rocks, just CGI.
Oh,
everywhere.
Fuck that! No,
it works for the horror aspect they were originally going for, but then they cut that horror aspect.
Yeah. So then it kind of looks goofy. Fuck. I don't know.
I would also say get goofy with this movie.
Oh yeah.
Get goofy.
Oh, actually,
don't try to go realistic at all.
Oh yeah, no. Goofy would be great, not realistic. However, here's a nice little thing. Please, God, Marvel, do not pick The Rock to be the Rock Man. Don't do that. No, please, God, don't do that. I understand the pun. I would laugh really fucking hard if that happened, because I appreciate stupid puns. And I get that he's a big guy.
Wait a minute.
He might do well. I don't know, because he's good at goof.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the worst thing about this. The Rock might work.
I know.
As the thing. That's the worst thing about this.
Especially if it's goofy. Especially if it's a goofy movie. If it's a serious movie, I can't do it.
The Rock would actually work as the thing.
He would.
Because he has enough of like the. He would work as the thing.
But here's the question.
That's the worst thing.
Wait, here's the question. He has a lot of charisma.
Yeah.
But can he play a depressed rock man? Because that's how I see Ben, is a very depressed rock man who just wants to see his family again.
There is some movies where The Rock plays like someone who's like a little sad.
Does he? I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I've seen some movies where he like tries to play like a serious sad role, and he works in that sometimes.
Okay.
He works in that sometimes.
He might be able to do it if he has proper direction.
You can pick Rock. You can pick Vin Diesel. I feel
Vin
like Rock
Diesel
would look better
as
out
the
of the two.
thing?
Rock would work better as it because you have the Fast and Furious movies where he plays like a caring,
Yeah, you know what?
family.
Yeah, no, that.
And they would both work.
I don't know.
Yeah,
He doesn't have the like mass though, because like
never mind, he voices Groot, so that he's.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that sucks. All right.
Like The Rock would maybe work.
Yeah, maybe.
The worst thing.
Oh my god, that would be so fucking funny. Everyone's gonna make a meme about that.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, just Rock being the Rock Man.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to. I wish I brought my. Oh yeah, I did bring my phone. I'm gonna like try to look if there's any rumors about who plays
The Thing.
The Thing. Like I want to see who would.
Oh god, I'm still trying to think of like who could possibly be Johnny Storm.
That's what I'm.
Because I cannot think of anyone with that much fuck you energy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I don't know. Trying to think back on all the, like, movies and TV shows that I've listened to?
Huh.
That I've seen.
Some people think Seth Rogen would be good as the Thing.
Oh. Ooh, no.
No, I don't think so.
I don't like that.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't think so. I don't think that would. Maybe.
Seth
Rogen is a good actor. Like, I'm not shitting on Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. But like everything, but no, he's too.
So?
Seth Rogen is like the comedian. He normally plays comedy roles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Not for that role specifically. That is a big ass depressed rock monster who just wants to see his family again. Seth Rogen is a fucking comedian. Like
because the crazy thing about it is anyway, like it's just I don't know. I don't know who should play him really. Because I feel like Fantastic Four is such a gateway to other things, because Fantastic Four introduced a lot of fucking characters.
It really did. It really
They
did.
introduced a lot of characters, like even Spider-Man's in some of the Fantastic Four comics, Black Panther's in some Fantastic Four comics. You have Namor in Fantastic Four, Skrull, like they were literally the first family that ever like branched out. I think they're like one of the MCU's like first superheroes, or not MCU, Marvel Comics first big superheroes, because Fantastic Four was like big at the time. And I hate that the movies like kind of ruined them in comics, and I'm really interested what they're going to do. I feel like if you just focus on that family dynamic and then just have some inner turmoil with them, because they're a family, they're going to have turmoil, and then have some other things in there, maybe Doctor Doom, a villain, Mole Man, you can do Mole Man. He'd be a great interest. He's not too big of a villain, so you can kill him off and no one's really gonna care.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like,
have that
cool.
A backdoor for Doctor Doom, and maybe have Galactus be the big bad of it.
God, that'd be fucking horrifying.
Because I'm kind of upset the MCU still hasn't introduced Galactus.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Kang to be the next big bad. I
actually thought they would have introduced Galactus in Eternals. I genuinely thought they would, and then they were just like, no, it's just Eternals and Celestials. I was like, okay, I mean that's awesome, but like,
because there was a Celestial War in that is mentioned.
Yeah.
And I thought that was gonna be a backdoor for Galactus, like maybe seeing Galactus and setting him up a little bit, but no, they ain't set him up. And if Kang doesn't die in the new Ant-Man movie, I'm excited for him to be a big bad.
Oh yeah.
And maybe then you can have.
It doesn't. Okay. Sorry.
You good?
It does not make sense to put him in the fucking Ant-Man movie.
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Because Ant-Man does not have the ability to fight someone on Kang's level.
Because here's the thing. The reason they're doing it is because, Ant-Man first introduced time travel to the MCU.
Which, fair, but still, he does not have what is not necessarily required, but like he doesn't have the capability. He doesn't. Like I'm okay with Ant-Man. He's funny. I like him, but like he doesn't have the tools necessary, such as like Doctor Strange would, to defeat
like, I like
a multiverse villain.
I think I do like the idea of like someone as small as Ant-Man going against someone that's so just above him.
Yeah.
That'd be a really cool, like, hero underground. Like, he has to try to fight everything he can to try to stop Kang. And I really like that idea. But don't have him defeat Kang. Like, have him defeat Kang. Like, yeah, you can have him defeat Kang. There's multiple versions of Kang.
Oh, yeah,
so you can have him defeat a version of Kang, but don't be the main version.
Yeah,
I feel like Kang should be the next Avengers level threat. Like, in the next 5 years, have Shang-Chi come back.
Like,
I'm going to hate to say this. Maybe the Eternals. maybe the Eternals.
Maybe, like, one of the Eternals.
Have Thor with whatever happens to him in Love and Thunder.
Oh my god, I'm so scared for Love and Thunder, honestly.
Have the Fantastic Four and the X-Men have all of these new-gen Marvel characters against Kang. And then you can finally take Kang down and then introduce Galactus. Like, have the world keep going, have bigger threats show up, and then you can just keep multiplying it more.
Yeah, Galactus is just over here like, I'm gonna nom your planet now, have fun.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Like, what if Kang, last-minute urgency, he just, like, puts something where Galactus notices Earth. Then it's like, holy shit, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah. That would be so fucking scary.
That would be scary because you have the... And, like, even though Guardians 3 is supposed to put an end to those characters we know in Guardians, like, this is supposed to be their last hurrah. Really? And I'm betting that it's probably gonna be Quill, like, that's gonna get last hurrah. Quill, Gamora, Drax, maybe even Rocket, honestly, because it's a Rocket story. That's what 3 is gonna be about, Rocket.
Oh no, this movie's gonna make me cry.
And it's been rumored, apparently, so, like, maybe carry spoilers if you hear this, that Groot will be the next leader, and then he'll lead a new group of Guardians. Because don't forget, Groot's still, like,
a baby.
Yeah, well, he's a teenager now.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure in tree terms he's still technically a baby.
Yeah, he's gonna be, like... Well, when we see him again, I think he might be an adult again. And then if you have an adult Groot reading the Guardians, I think that'd be really fun, because then you can continue Guardians, and then you can put an end to Quill's story. Because I feel like Quill... I think he deserves an ending at this point.
Yeah,
I feel like his character needs to, like, kind of... You can only go so far with Peter Quill. I feel like it'd be such a bold move to have Groot be the next leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be quite fun, actually.
And that'd be, like, a good ending to the series. And then have Groot lead his new Guardians against Galactus. And, like, have all of them against Kang. I just want to know who
translates for Groot. I just want to know who translates for Groot. Because, like, if Rocket's not going to be there...
What if he learned how to speak English? What if Groot learned how to talk?
Bro, that'd be fun.
That'd be crazy.
It'd just be like, hello. It's like, I'm sorry.
Groot has a translator on him whenever
leaves. I can see a translator.
Yeah. I really think it's going to be really cool with what they're going to do. Like, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for, like, all of this.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I hope
absolutely.
Marvel let's be weird with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's where we'll end our podcast for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was episode 1.
Yeah.
Let's have fun with this, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been fun. I've been Gerard.
I've been Gerard. That's what we say.
Gail, just finish the thing. God. Gail.
That is Gerard. I am Gail. This is Hearty Podcast.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.